Are we going to get a white Christmas this year? I'm 5 News Chief Meteorologist Matt Standers. We're getting closer to December 25th. Here's what we're looking for. First off, before we get into the forecast, I want to show you what's typical. If you want a chance of a white Christmas, you really have to be in one of the blue zones, even the light blue, to get a smidgen of a chance. 1 out of 10 or even 1 out of 4 chances from Albuquerque north. You've got to be really north of Arkansas and Oklahoma, or even north of Tennessee, unless you get into parts of the Appalachians. If you want at least a 50-50 shot, you've got to be in this darker blue color, one of these darker blue colors. So you've got to be north of I-90 many times. So Minneapolis, you've got to be north of Chicago, parts of the Great Lakes, the Adirondacks into New England. Or if you're near the West Coast, you've got to just go higher up. Most of the population centers in the West Coast, we stay dry, or not really dry. We either get a brown or green Christmas, but you've got to go higher up into the elevations to get that chance for snow. What about this year? Well, here's kind of the weather pattern that we're thinking about coming into December, mid-December, right there around the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th, because sometimes you can get a good snow the 23rd. If it can hold, you've got a white Christmas. Here's what we're watching for. We're looking at the jet stream. You go north of the jet stream, and all these kind of wind streams show you where the jet stream is. It's going to be a lot stronger and wider over time, but you've got to go farther north to get the snow chances or any kind of precipitation chances. And we may have a storm system or a couple storm systems hugging the U.S.-Canadian border. I mean, you got to be within 50 to 100 miles of the border to really get much out of any kind of these systems. But we've got the colder air in place going into Christmas. You get outside of the Northeast and the northern Great Lakes, it's probably going to be too warm. Higher pressure will be closer to the Gulf Coast and Mexico, so that means warmer temperatures are likely. So the best chance of getting kind of clipper systems will be well off to the north. Now, quick caveat to that. West Coast, you kind of see this U shape with the, I know it's kind of cut off a little bit, but this U shape that shows you the chance of some sort of storm system coming into the West Coast, and we'll probably get one. It's very normal this time of year to get several systems off the Pacific Ocean coming in. It's kind of our wet season. But it means for all these big cities, we're probably talking about rain, or at least scattered showers around Christmas. But there will be several chances, of course, if you go higher up, and that's normal. It's normal to get snow, at least in the higher elevation. So you may be lower, and you look up and see the snow, but where you are, you're not getting snow. But there may be fresh snow coming in if we can get a storm system close to Christmas. But that's well off to the west, so we're not going to get anything in the central United States. So if you're going to get snow chances, you got to go north and east, or you got to go west, and you got to go up. Most of the country is probably going to get a green or brown Christmas. So here's the forecast. We've got a couple different tiers. We've got low, medium, and high. And we still need some time to work on this forecast as we get closer to Christmas. But if you got to get close to the Canadian border, if you want a chance, there's actually a high, decent chance north of Syracuse, parts of New England, northern New York, or the northern Great Lakes, really in the UP of Michigan. Even the southern lakes probably not getting too much if we can get any kind of storm systems passing through. But it looks like there's a chance of some sort of storm systems, 1 or 2 or 3 coming through as little clipper systems. So maybe chances well off to the north and east. And then in the west coast, maybe fresh snow chances close to the mountains. And you just got to go high up. So that would be a fresh snow. There could be some older snow in parts of Utah and parts of Colorado too. Here's a closer look. We're going to dive in real quick, region by region. Northeast looks like for Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., probably not a white Christmas. You've got to go well off to the north. Same story in the Great Lakes and the Northern Plains. You've got to hug the Canadian border. I mean, there's a good chance even Minneapolis doesn't even get a white Christmas. Or Milwaukee, Madison, Wisconsin. We probably won't. We still have to chew on this forecast a little bit, and things will change. But it generally looks like if we get these clipper systems, they're going to be closer to the Canadian border, of course, south, central U.S. It's not looking good if you want a white Christmas. You may have to dream about it this year. I'm going to go real through this one more time. So south, probably not. Now, if you go west, big cities, of course, no. But if you look up, you will see some of that snow. Fresh snow is coming into the Cascades, Sierra Nevada, parts of the Rocky Mountains, even Idaho. It's a good chance that we get some storm system bringing better chances of snow for some of these northern ranges. Maybe it's harder to say right now for the Sierra Nevada, parts of California, if this will be a fresh snow coming in towards Christmas. But that's an early look. But when you just look at this map as a whole, compared to what we were just looking at for averages, this looks like it's going to be a warmer, greener, and browner Christmas across much of the United States.